the Congress fell to new depths of public disapproval in the past 2 years, yet no big shakeup of the Senate or House of Representatives is expected in Tuesday's general election. With days remaining before the vote, Democrats were expected to fend off what is seen as a fading Republican challenge for control of the Senate, with a 50-50 tie also a possibility. The most likely victor is the status quo, with neither Democrats nor Republicans on track to win the supermajority necessary to quickly advance legislation, leaving each party capable of blocking almost "thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Anything they please. Coupled with a House of Representatives that is expected to stay in Republican hands, the Congress to be sworn in next January to grapple with daunting budget and tax controversies may look an awful lot like the current, deeply divided legislature. Whether it has any more success carrying out its basic responsibilities is an open question. Scholars of Congress generally regard the current version as one of least productive, and most destructive, in modern history. It has failed to complete its most fundamental task of appropriating "thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Money to run the government, except on a temporary basis. The showdown in 2011 over the debt ceiling between Republicans and Democrats resulted in a downgrading of the U.S. government's creditworthiness. In return, the public has disapproved of Congress at record levels, with the lowest rating of 10% coming in August, according to a Gallup poll. Democrats have held the majority in the Senate since 2007. For months, Democrats expressed confidence that they could maintain their 53-47 edge in Tuesday's elections, when 1/3 of the chamber's 100 seats will be "thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. In play. Their optimism was bolstered by what many perceived as Republican missteps this year. Romney's poor early performance at the top of the Republican ticket, coupled with the perception that some candidates, such as Tea Party activist Richard Murdoch in Indiana, could be too conservative for their states. Murdoch now trails his Democratic challenger by 11 points, according to a new Howard poll, offering the strong hint that Republicans will lose a seat that was first won in 1976 by one of their few remaining moderates, Senator Richard Lugar. Some "thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Republican candidates may have turned off voters with inflammatory comments on the campaign trail. Todd Okin's late summer musings on legitimate rape complicated what was considered to be his clear shot at unseating Democratic U.S. Senator Claire McCaskill in Missouri. In addition, Republicans suffered a blow when Olympia Snowe, the popular moderate from Maine, decided to retire, opening the path for the state's former governor, Angus King, to run as an independent who likely would align himself with Democrats if elected. The nonpartisan Rothenberg Political Report predicts that Republicans will have a net gain "thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Of no more than 3 seats, one short of the number needed to ensure control. Rothenberg sees 3 Senate races as real toss: UPS, Montana, Virginia and Wisconsin, all of which are currently held by Democrats. Plenty of other races are too close to call, including Massachusetts, where Democrat Elizabeth Warren has been gaining momentum against Republican incumbent Scott Brown. The deep divide still, with the presidential race and many of the 33 Senate races tightening up, Republicans in the final days of the campaigns have become more encouraged "thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. About their prospects of taking over the chamber. One Senate Republican leadership aide pointed to narrowing presidential and Senate races in Pennsylvania as giving hope for a Republican takeover of the chamber. Larry Sabato, head of the University of Virginia's Center for Politics, was less convinced. A 50-50 Senate is certainly possible, he said, adding that Democrats have a decent shot at 52 or even 53 seats. That would be a reversal of last year's conventional wisdom. Throughout 2011, political junkies looked at the sluggish U.S. economy under Obama, did some "thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Simple math, and concluded that in 2013, Republican Senator Mitch McConnell would finally win his quest to hold the majority leader title. The simple math is that in this election, Democrats are defending 21 seats, plus 2 more that are now controlled by independents who generally side with them. Republicans, with just 10 seats to defend, have more opportunities to pick up seats and fewer chances to lose them. On the whole, Democrats have done much better than they looked likely to do a year ago, Sabato said. This election could thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Have been a disaster for Senate Democrats, but it doesn't look to be now. If Tuesday's voting produces a 50-50 Senate, it would be just the third election in history to do so. In this situation, control of the Senate would go to the party that wins the White House, either Obama's Democrats or Romney's Republicans, because the U.S. Vice President serves as the President of the Senate, the titular position but one with the power to break tie votes. Neither will approach the magical number of 60 seats needed. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. To really dictate the agenda, a supermajority of 60 is required under Senate rules to overcome procedural obstacles available to the minority party. As a result, the two parties will have to either resign themselves to more gridlock or find a way to thread the needle on controversial legislation next year to cut federal budget deficits that have topped $1 trillion in each of the last 4 years and to reform an outdated tax code. Tea Party fates. The 2010 congressional elections were historic for the huge gains Republicans made. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. In the House, where they went from being in the minority to now holding a 2-4-0-1-9-0 edge over Democrats, with 5 vacancies currently. Much of their success was thanks to the birth of the small government Tea Party movement that was embraced by the conservative wing of the Republican Party. For 2012, the Tea Party could suffer a setback in the House, while potentially gaining some strength in the Senate. Some of the Tea Party's biggest names, Michelle Bachmann in Minnesota, Steve King in Ottawa and Allen West in Florida. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Named a few, are locked in tough races against Democrats. If enough of them lose, all eyes will be on House Speaker John Boehner to see if he is more conciliatory toward Democrats, especially on their call for raising taxes on the rich. Boehner's overall House majority is seen shrinking minimally, however, maybe by fewer than 10 seats. As Romney's standing in opinion polls has improved, we've certainly seen a bounce for House Republican candidates in a number of swing states where the presidential race is being decided, said Paul Lindsay. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Spokesman for the National Republican Congressional Committee. In the Senate, the handful of Tea Party activists could gain strength if Texas Republican Ted Cruz wins over Democrat Paul Sadler, as expected. If Murdoch's fortunes reversed and he won in Indiana, he would add Tea Party firepower to the Senate. But, like Akin in Missouri, Murdoch's chances may have been hurt by a debate comment in which he said that even life that begins with rape may be something God intended to happen. A surprise Senate Republican takeover would produce a more. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Conservative chamber, one somewhat more in line philosophically with the Republican House. In an election year that has seen plenty of drama, the final days of the Senate campaigns could bring surprises.